Find the perimeter of the parallelogram, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So to find the perimeter of any shape, we are adding up the side lengths. So we need to find the side lengths of this parallelogram. Well, the first nice property of a parallelogram that will help us in this problem is that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So we don't have to find and calculate the distance of all four sides or the length of all four sides. We can only find the length of two of them, and then we would multiply by 2 because we would have two of those same lengths. The other nice thing about this parallelogram is one of the sides is a horizontal side length. So a horizontal side length, we can calculate the distance between those 2 points and find that side length by just counting the units between 2 points. So for example, if I want to find the side length of LM, of that side, find the measure of that side length, I can find the distance between the points of L and M by just counting. I'll go from LM, or you can go from ML, it doesn't matter, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units between the points L and M. So the measure or the distance of that, the distance between those 2 points, the measure of that segment is going to be 5 units, which means the measure of segment ON is also going to be 5 units since they're congruent. So now we just have to find the distance between either points LO or MN to find the measure of those segments to find those side lengths, and then we would know the other one is also equal. So again, it doesn't matter LO or MN. I'm going to randomly be looking at the side length for LO or OL. So if I look at that, the measure of that side length OL, we're using the points. We're using the point for L, which is 1, 2, and the point for O, which is 0, -1. So x1 and y1 is from the first point, and x2 and y2 is from the second point. We can then use the distance point formula to find the distance. So the distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. If we substitute in our values, we get the square root of 0 minus 1 squared plus -1 minus 2 squared. Simplifying further, 0 minus 1 is -1 squared plus -1 minus 2 is -3 squared. We then have that would be the square root of -1 squared is 1 plus -3 squared is 9. So the square root of 10, if we add 1 plus 9, which is approximately 3.2 if we round to the nearest tenth. So that means that segment LO has a measure of 3.2 units since the distance between points LO is 3.2 units, which means also measure of segment MN is equal to 3.2 units since they are congruent. So finding the perimeter, we're going to add up all of these side lengths. We're going to add up 5 plus 5 plus 3.2 plus 3.2, which is going to give us a sum of 16.4. Let's come over here to write that down. So 16.4, our answer is choice B. 16.4 units, that's the perimeter of the parallelogram.